So soon after recording that Wednesday evening market update, you can have a look into the previous video, which I've just released on the YouTube channel here. One stock in particular caught my attention. That stock is Disney, ticker symbol DIS, and I wanted to share with you a really nice trade setup on this particular stock. It's really sitting very nicely with the overall structure of the markets. What I'll do, I'll change to the Bollinger Bands just so you can see how much this volatility currently is suppressed in the price of Walt Disney. You can see this upper and lower band. This is what we call the volatility bands. At the moment, really struggling to break down below it. Most recently in the past month, we've failed on 2 occasions, and we've also failed to break above it on 2 occasions, including during Wednesday's trading session. However, we will soon get the volatility break. That is why I'm so excited about this particular trade. The one warning signal which I have, however, on the bullish side of this argument or the breakdown of this analysis is this particular candlestick right here, going back to the 5th of May. So last month, roughly 20 or so trading sessions, you can see this big upper candle. This is showing selling pressure all around this 112, 113 area. So what I'd usually do if that candlestick wasn't there, I'd set a really tight entry. So I'd set an entry just about here at 112.35. However, because of this one particular candlestick just here, I need to move my entry just above it to make sure that it isn't a false signal. If Disney can break above 113.82, I'm going to enter this particular stock and I'm going to set my stop in alignment with the 10, the 20, and the 50 exponential. Most likely, I should say, it will be down here about $110.24 to begin with. So I will have roughly about $3.60, but I will expect this stock to rocket off and I'll simply trail my stop as the price of Disney continues in the bullish trend. Just as easy as I can make the argument for the bullish trade setup, I can also see the slowdown in the net momentum behind this trade. If I change to my oscillating indicators, I'll simply show you the MACD. As we eke out higher highs in the price of Disney, have a look at the slowdown in the MACD. This is giving us a really strong and compelling divergence signal. However, just because we have divergence, what we call bearish divergence, doesn't mean that you start simply shorting a stock. You need to wait for better confirmation in regards to these other areas of support breaking. You can see right here, if I change to the 100 and the 200 simple moving average, price is above both. We are continuing the bullish trend and we haven't ticked the box of a reversal. So pay attention to this level here about 107 and 106. If I change once again to the exponential moving averages, price to a degree is above them. We have held this gap going back to February 2015, and by all indication, there is a trend assumed to be in effect. So just by looking at this picture, judging where the 100 simple moving averages, where that 50 exponential moving averages, I'm starting to eye out a bearish entry about 106.78. If I change back to the Bollinger Bands, I'll see how this fits, and you can see right here, this is giving us a lot of movement outside of the lower Bollinger Band to mitigate any false or misleading bearish trade setup. I really like this 106.78, and that is a very non-aggressive entry. If I were to enter at 106.78, which I will if price gets down below this area, you have to assume that Disney is going to come back and retest this gap right around that psychological round number of $100 a share. The open window of the gap sits at about $98.82, but I'd really trade down to this target right here at about $100 a stock, as I just alluded to, because of that psychological round number. So what I'll do, I'll bring this old entry down, and I'll bring it down to about $100 a share over here. And I am going to change this to orange because this is a definitive target, which I will trade to. Unlike the bullish trade where I told you, you'd simply move your stop in alignment with the exponentials as the trend continues to take off above 113.82. So a very neutral trade setup on Disney. I've looked at this from both sides of the trade argument. However, it is best surmised by looking at the Bollinger Bands and showing you just the lack of volatility. This is a very emotional stock. The people who trade Walt Disney trade it very disciplined. I can go back in time and show you this was actually a permanent fixture of our top 13 individual trade list. I love this stock. I love to trade it, although it has been removed from our top 12 individual trade list. That's fine. A very nice trade setup it is, and I wanted to share that with you as a bonus, as a little sorry for not bringing you a Monday and Tuesday market update in anticipation once again of potentially the Fed shaking the market loose, which it didn't, or which they didn't, or which Chairwoman Janet Yellen didn't. So I will leave it at that for this Wednesday. 2 videos on the Wednesday, and I will be back on a Thursday afternoon for another market recap in more detail, of course, on what the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ has done as at the close on Thursday. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the evening. Goodbye.